Here besides me lies literally every single suspension part of Leo, my 29-year-old BMW.
Over 90 brand new parts. Because I promised Leo's previous owner I'd bring this car back to life. Right now, Leo's suspension is not in the best shape. Most of these never got replaced. And in this video, we find out if I can go a step further to keep my promise.
Yes.
And finally make this old BMW feel brand new again.
Yes, Leo, you're gonna be nice and shiny and mechanically perfect by the end of this video.
Hopefully. Because the first challenge already waited on us as soon as we pushed Leo into the garage. We need to remove the drive shafts first. These are the parts that make the wheels turn even while the suspension moves. Normally the drive shafts are connected to the differential on the other side. But right now we don't even have a differential in there, so we should be able to just hammer it out. At least I thought so.
I simply cannot remove the drive shaft. But maybe I have an idea. But it's a little bit unorthodox. And for this idea, we need a spare tire. And we'll also need my bearing press tools.
And now we are bolting up our contraption to the wheel hub.
Torque them all evenly. Now all the force should be directly on the drive shaft. It did nothing. Nothing. Come on, Leo.
But eventually, with enough heat, rust looser, more force with 5 bolts instead of 3, and even more hammering, we got this drive shaft loose.
Guys, we got it out! Oh, wait.
This actually took me more than a day.
Give me that. Defeated! Yes! After so much hammering. Where do you get your repairing for your car? Probably YouTube or some forums, right? But it's never the entire info I needed. And that's where eManualOnline comes in.
They've got official repair manuals, even manufacturer software for almost any car.
This is ISTA, the original BMW software. Use the link below with the code CARHUB22 and get 22% off.
So hopefully the other one is coming out more easily.
Let's remove the tire. And 5. Take a look at this.
That was tougher than it should have been. But it's nothing compared to the battle waiting with the part number 46.
What the hell?
At the moment these drive shafts don't look very nice. So let's change that. And after sanding, we are painting the drive shafts with Coroless, which is basically a rust converting primer. Some black paint, and honestly they look so nice. And here's a little spoiler how they look after some clear coat. But now back to the rear subframe.
So take a good look at this one last time. In the next couple of minutes we're gonna transform it all.
But first, let's quickly finish disassembling the rear suspension.
Next up we're gonna remove the wheel bearing bolts. This pipe here is actually from a trampoline me and my cousin used to jump on. A couple of years ago it gave me joy by jumping on it. On the trampoline of course, not on the pipe. And now it serves me with loosening bolts I wouldn't be able to lose otherwise.
And now we're using the spare wheel as a slide hammer to get out the wheel bearing.
Done! It doesn't feel great anymore, so I'm glad we are replacing it. Ha! We got it! 30-year-old bolt! So let me show you something. Many of you already know, but this bolt is to adjust the rear suspension. With this bolt you can adjust the toe and also camber. So camber is when the wheel is tilted. This is negative camber and this is positive camber. Toe in and toe out is basically if it tilts like this. So it tilts like more to the left side. And you not only have this one, you also have another arm here on top, which you can also adjust. By turning the bolt, not the nut, this just locks it. Just by turning the bolt, the whole arm moves by doing that. And that's how you adjust basically the rear suspension. Honestly, this looks so cool. Take a look at this. The damper is split here.
That's why we'll be swapping them out later in this video as parts number 60 and 61. But of course, before we can assemble something, we need to take everything apart first. So let's remove both dampers.
It is not coming out, why?
So after some brute force, we finally got it out. Next up, we need to unbolt all of the control arms. And first, we're gonna go with the lower control arm.
Wow, this arm is light. Good boy. Nice. That is some nice stance. Behind me lies almost everything from the rear subframe. And honestly, ever since I started wrenching on cars, I dreamed of doing this. And we're gonna make Leo as perfect as I can.
So these are the last moments. Leo has a rear subframe for quite some time.
Yes, I'm also dropping the rear subframe on cardboard. We've already replaced all of the 4 subframe mount bushings before putting it in the car. Here are the clips now. Oh guys! It's Christmas every day! Ooh, brand new and shiny. The bushing here is cracked. The other ones are also cracked.
But before we are able to replace the subframe mount bushings, we need to remove the differential. Oh, and by the way, about the differential. We sandblasted it, painted it, removed the seals, painted it again,
Some Victor Ryan seals.
and put back in new seals. Back to the subframe mount bushings. Firstly, we are building ourselves a tool to remove them.
And hopefully this then works. Haha, it worked.
Oh, and the subframe is pretty dirty. So let's clean and polish the whole subframe.
And now just spend the entire rest of your life just doing that.
It's like a mirror.
A coffee, some flucci, and new bushing. That's what we need for the next step. And of course we also need all of the tools here. Oh yeah. Nice.
With the subframe mounts installed, we're traveling back to the future. Wait, the present. I mean, the present.
And now my plan is to replace all of the diff mount bushings.
And of course, we need to build ourselves a tool for that first. But then we are able to press out the bushings.
Oh my gosh, it is coming out! Here are the old diff mount bushings, and they are done. So here we have some new bushings. You have basically a mark here, which indicates this goes to the top and this goes to the bottom. We need some lube. Oh, come on. Perfect. Perfect! Ooh.
We are only 1/10 in, but we already painted the differential, refreshed the drive shafts, tore down the rear subframe, and swapped every bushing. Still, parts 28 and 29 will change Leo the most. Here we got brand new parts, which already have some problems.
And we have no paint on here, no paint on here. Basically you buy brand new parts and you get parts that are scratched. This is not acceptable in my opinion.
Oh, and one more thing.
This is a stabilizer link.
And this is the one for the other side.
Can you see the difference? This is black, the other one is not black. That's annoying me. I want both of them the same color.
So let's prepare the parts for paint. Now we are laying on 2 layers of primer on all of the parts. After that, some black paint and of course also some clear coat. And now take a look at these parts. They look so nice and shiny. And the best of it all, they are not scratched, so they're not gonna rust that quickly. Next up, all of the wheel bearings. That is how they looked before, and that is after we have painted them. They are also protected for the next couple of years. This is the rear wheel axle carrier, which we are trying to disassemble.
This arm is actually brand new, so I'm gonna use it again. 29 years old, and they come just right off.
But then, something dumb happened.
This is the rear wheel axle carrier. I basically disassembled it and just wanted to remove the handbrake cable. That's a handbrake cable. And this part here, to about here, gets pushed into the wheel axle carrier. So it goes right into here and it sits tightly in here, like that. But getting this part of the handbrake cable out is the hardest thing on earth. I actually squished through with a screwdriver here to push out the handbrake cable, but it was so tight in here that I broke the housing. Honestly, I don't really trust it anymore because this can crack even more. You can basically die because of this. Yeah, this is basically the part that I have broken. Honestly, everything seems to be fine.
Except of this thread. Let's hope it's gonna hold torque later in this video.
Let's go ahead and disassemble this here. Goodbye. No, this is also coming out like this. Oh my. Here is a clip that we need to remove in order to get this out. Goodbye.
But to get out this ball joint, of course we need a new tool again.
So this now fits perfectly over there.
So let's remove the ball joint.
Yay. Ooh. Yeah.
Let's clean and polish the carrier.
So a bit of lube, a brand new bearing, bushing, well, a brand new part. Good. There is a small clip that we need to install. So I have put on a bit of grease onto here.
Which is basically some anti-corrosive grease.
Some XCP.
This is how the other side looked before, and this is after.
Ball joint. Perfect.
It's so beautiful. Let's install the wheel bearing.
30 Newton meters. And now 90 degrees. Now a heat shield, which we actually just repainted. They came out so nice. Loctite under the bolts, 10 Newton meters. Take a look at this. Doesn't this look very nice? Next up, we're gonna take care of the entire front suspension. Yay! Removing the brake caliper bracket. Oh. Goodbye, nice and shiny brakes. I will see you again. Removing the stabilizer link. This side went out fairly well. So now we're gonna unscrew this nut here, and then we can slide off the damper a bit. Now we're gonna spread the knuckle here. We're gonna do something. Come on, just go. Yeah, he did it. Okay. In here is a wheel bearing bolt. There are 4 in total. which are 18mm. Perfect. Woo! Got it removed. So let's remove the whole wheel hub assembly. Oh, got it. So light. Got it out. Removing the front suspension strut. Now we're gonna remove the steering rack. Yep, you're right, I'm dropping my subframe on a box. I think this is also stuck. Yes. I don't like doing that. Oh, finally.
So now take a good look at the front subframe. It is very dirty, but I think we can make it look 1000 times better. And that's why we are polishing the subframes here. And after polishing, all subframes look like mirrors.
Now we're gonna use some XCP rust blocker, clear coat, protect them, and hopefully they're gonna stay for a couple of years like that. Shake it. This smells so good, honestly. Now we're gonna turn it around. And do the same thing here. Think we have protected everything, right? Now let's wipe it off. On this one here, we're gonna do the same thing.
Now that the subframes look like mirrors, we have to go back in time.
So now, let's do the dreaded work. Brake lines! So the first thing I want to do is to measure how long this brake line is. Did I ever say that I hate doing brake lines?
Yep, that's not a fun work.
This is the length of the brake line.
And here we are measuring where we need to cut.
Oh, okay. These brake lines right now look like a circle. And they should look like that. Long and bendy.
So therefore we are using the wood panel on the floor and just try to make it straight.
So, and now we can proceed to flare. Okay, perfect. Cable ties are our best friend.
So we are basically using the cable ties to keep the two brake lines parallel to each other, which makes bending the new ones so much easier. All the brake lines are done.
Next up, we're gonna install all of the brake lines. I quickly had to look up on one of my older videos on which side which brake line goes. And now I know.
I uploaded this video nearly 2 years ago. And if I had known, I'd be restoring almost the exact same BMW E39 again in glacier green with a green interior. I would have called myself crazy. Anyways, back to the brake lines.
Right here.
Every other brake line I did before I had to modify while installing. But with the cable tie technique, this wasn't necessary.
Good, we can work with that. And we're gonna put it in like so. Perfect. Some new brake lines. Ooh, nice and shiny. So I'll push this into here. Okay. So here behind me lies literally every single bolt we need for fixing up Leo's suspension parts. Your bolt and the bolt she says not to worry about.
But take a look at these bolts. They look so nice. But what do you think about my bolts? Back to the subframes. This is the rear subframe, and here you can see on the right side the new parts and on the left side the old parts. This is a big difference. And here's the front subframe with on the right side brand new parts. And on the left side you can see the old and nasty parts.
Next up, the rear subframe and also the front subframe.
Yep, Leo gets his subframes back. Finally.
Double torque wrench time. Perfect.
Subframes installed.
My noodle arms are not in the picture. Welcome to my new ASMR unboxing video. Take a look at them. They look quite hazy. So my plan is to also polish them. And for that I'm using steel wool. So we're basically going ahead and just rub it. And then we're gonna take some XCP rust blocker clear coat. And just spray it on.
And then wipe it off.
So, perfect. This one is protected. Let's go. You can do this. I did it the wrong way around. Yay, right way around.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. In from here, I think. We're gonna put this also in there. Oh, nice. Why is this like this and this? Oh, so perfect. No more swinging. Guys, I have found something which is not good. First off, we're gonna see if we have the same problem here. Rust. This side is not really that bad. And also, if you're looking in here, the joint is completely dry, which means that this joint will probably break in about 10,000 kilometers. But now take a look at this side. It is really rusty, and also the joint in there isn't really greased. New brake lines.
So let's disassemble the front wheel hub carriers. At first we're gonna take out the ABS sensor.
Come out.
And after that we're gonna remove the brake dust shield.
This is glued in like, don't know with how much glue. I've just noticed something that is not good. This wheel hub assembly is made out of aluminum, and the thing is, someone already took a hammer and smacked it. This can leave small cracks in the aluminum, and if this breaks away, then you basically don't have steering. But fortunately I have another one. This is the same side, and I think this one looks way better because no one took a hammer here.
So let's also disassemble this one. And here they are. On the left side it's the old part, and on the right side it's our replacement part.
So on the other side we have the same problem here.
Well, while disassembling the replacement part, I unfortunately broke a bolt that we cannot get out, so it's unusable.
It's unfortunate, but it drove I don't know how many kilometers, and I hope nothing will happen.
But take a good look at the wheel hub carriers. This is how they looked before. And this is how one looks after polishing. This is so crazy.
Some Loctite on the screws. Now let's get you on. 8 Newton meters.
Some XCP between the aluminium housing and the steel wheel bearing.
It goes on like this. 110 Newton meters. 4. Perfect. Now we're gonna just put some mic sanders grease on the bolt ends,
just to make sure that they won't rust in the near future. This looks so great, but just wait until you see them pair with parts 28 and 46.
So, next up we're gonna take the spring out of here, because we need the spring again. I hate doing it like this.
Please never use the impact gun on spring compressors.
One spring out. Is it broken?
Well, it's not quite totally broken. Now we're gonna also disassemble the rear struts.
So, how is the rear one looking? Yep, completely shot.
And here are all of our spring strut components.
Guys, I'm so glad we're replacing everything because honestly, there's not a single thing on here that's good anymore. We are now going ahead and polish all the dampers. They are made out of aluminium. These are original Sachs parts and we can improve the looks of them. Bye bye.
And polishing one damper did take about 15 minutes.
Some XCP.
Then wipe it off.
This one looks very nice.
These are the top spring mounts on the front. And this is one after sandblasting it. And here are all of the front strut components, which most of them are brand new.
Now comes a big moment, because this is gonna look so nice.
But there was a big problem. Assembling these was so dangerous.
Guys, in one of the last clips, we actually wanted to assemble the struts. But honestly, this was so dangerous. My spring compressors are basically murder weapons. Firstly, they didn't compress the spring enough. And secondly, the threads gave up. So I thought, how to assemble these? Well, the only option was to go somewhere where they have tools. I basically assembled them in some kind of workshop that you can rent some stuff, and yeah, I got everything done and honestly they look so nice.
Ooh, nice and shiny. Grab you. Ooh.
So what do you think about these? They look so nice, don't they?
So let's install the strut first. We need to be careful. 24 Newton meters. Now we do have here two marks, one for the left side and one for the right side. This is the right side of the car. Here is a little slit, so we need to make sure to slip the strut into this hole, and then the mark has to shine through the slit here. But for now, we're going ahead and just push it in. No.
Torquing this bolt so it won't fall apart again. Quickly installing the strut on the other side. Pushing in the wheel hub. And also torquing it so it won't fall apart again. And take a look at that. It looks so nice. This is the steering rack. And this is how it looks before cleaning. And this is after.
42 Newton meters. Okay.
And for the next step we need the tie rods. But first we're gonna paint them. Because at the moment they don't have a great rust protection on them. So we're gonna put on some Branto Korox, which is much more durable. And let's install it. At first the dust boot and then the inner tie rod. It was easier to basically just install the inner tie rod first and after that the outer tie rod.
So normally you give that one 70 Newton meters. But I don't have any torque wrench that can do something like this. So we are going with some groans and moans from Max. Yeah, he's okay, it's good. So, in here we're gonna put in some grease because in my opinion it's a bit too less. We're gonna put it right onto here. You know me guys, right? Still don't have the right tool for the job. But it will work like that too. This is never coming off. Okay. I did something stupid again. Installed it on the wrong side. This is the left side.
But it's actually the right side on the car.
Shit.
Fortunately the inner tie rod is the same, so we just have to change the outer tie rod. And this time it's the right side for the right side.
This is how it should be like.
And here we are doing the same thing on the other side too. These are the anti-roll and they are quite a bit rusty. So therefore I've painted them again with some Branto Koroks. And this is how the front one looks right now.
Okay, brand new SKF bushings. Okay, number 2. Normally you would tighten it when the car is at red height, but I twisted the anti-roll where I think it should sit as soon as it is on the ground, and we're gonna torque it with 21 Nm. Stabilizer link.
And I want to mention early that I'm installing it wrong here.
So these get 65 Nm. Let's hope the threads won't break this time.
So the upper ball joint should actually sit where I'm torquing the nut right now. But this shouldn't be the reason for what happens in a second.
It doesn't really feel good. Yeah, on the bottom it's no problem. What the hell? This is really bullshit. This one is completely done.
So now we had a big problem. We couldn't get off the stabilizer link again, so we needed to cut it.
The thread out of here and also on here is completely gone. Just take a guess what we got here. You're wrong. It's a stabilizer link. And now one thing that pisses me really off. We got to paint it again because it is the side which is silver.
So we painted it again, and this time I made sure to install it on the correct side.
No more torque for these. We're just putting them in, and I'm gonna torque them by feel because the threads won't take it.
That's it for the front suspension. For now. Next comes a really satisfying part. Putting the freshly painted differential back together. I'm so excited.
Ooh, that was thick.
And we are using some RTV on the differential cover to make sure it's not leaking.
On these bolts I'm gonna put on some thread locker. And the thread locker also protects the threads so that no water gets on them. 45 Nm. Okay, we are done.
And it looks so nice. So let's install it.
Ja. Aha, jetzt.
Another one. Now the other side. Come on. Nice. So here is a brand new SKF anti-roll link, and on the other side actually something shocking happened because this thread just stripped.
And again, I used a torque wrench for this, so it shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
And now we should be ready to assemble the rear subframe. Finally.
So next up, this boy here. Here's the bolt. Some grease onto the stem, not on this disc here. Now we're gonna put this onto here.
We still needed to install the drive shaft first.
This goes into here.
But now we install the whole thing for good.
So next up, this little arm here.
Remember what I said earlier?
Damper is split here. Hehe, we are ready.
Now it's finally time to replace them and make Leo completely safe.
This arm goes in.
With the suspension done, it is time to make sure Leo can stop just as well. I've got 22 brand new brake parts to get him braking like he's just out of the factory. And at first we sandblasted all of the calipers.
So here we got the brake calipers, rear and front. And boom, some compressed air.
Here we are trying to push out the brake piston.
Remove the boot. Okay.
And of course we're also cleaning up all of the edges where the boot sits. After that we're gonna take out the seal. Cleaning the inner part of the brake caliper and also cleaning the piston.
Let's put in the new gasket. Make sure it doesn't get twisted.
Installing the outer dust boot.
Nice. Now we're gonna put it in there. Make sure it is straight in there. And then push it in. Nice.
And now we're pushing the dust boot into its position.
Done.
Okay, so now we're quickly installing all of the brake components. At first the brake rotors, then the brake caliper brackets.
Brand new handbrake cables. The left side are already put in. This goes on next. I like to put on some copper paste on the surfaces where the brake shoes ride on. Now the parking brake shoes and these little retainer clips. Perfect. The brake caliper bracket. Brake caliper.
Installing the brake pads. And right after install the brake caliper.
So these get down 30 Newton meters. Good. So here's the brake caliper. We're gonna put in the brake pad. Nice. Then connect it to the brake hose. So now we're gonna put it over here. 30 Newton meters. This is the last missing piece to my brake system. Yeah, nice.
Suspension rebuild done. And if you want to see Leo driving for the first time in the next video, subscribe now for free.